That's the argument, right? Is that the administration had the boot on the neck of the oil companies, and now all of a sudden they're reaping those profits. Whether it's smart or not is a different question, right? And this is what the president tweeted. Simon Casey tweeting out what the Exxon CEO said. There's been a discussion in the U.S. about our industry returning some of our profits directly to the American people. That's exactly what we're doing in the form of quarterly dividend. And President Biden made a point. Can't believe I have to say this, but giving profits to shareholders is not the same as bringing prices down for American families. How can you argue with that, Chadwick?
Well, why does Biden attack these companies, the entire industry, every chance he gets? I mean, to elevate his donors and cronies in green energy. I mean, why would these companies do him any favors if he's going to attack our industry? Look at permitting. Permitting is a huge thing. The administration, the Democrats, if they remain in power, they'll continue constraining gas production. They don't want to issue any permits. Oil companies need to invest, put huge capital investments into oil fields before they even get a permit. So they don't know what the future holds for them. Not only that, the Biden administration is annoying the Saudis by cozying up to Iran. So that's creating more instability in the marketplace.
The question, Jason, is can the president make the argument to the American people, hey, we're going to go to green energy. You've got Jennifer Granholm saying all this stuff about, hey, high gas prices are a good thing because it makes it so people are going to transition to electric cars. Pete Buttigieg with his jokes about buying electric cars and the like, and then still blame the oil companies.
So again, I think, first of all, I think your other guest was correct, at least in the first part of what he said, that they had record losses during the pandemic, and they wanted to make that up. Now, I think he was wrong about Keystone Pipeline because that wasn't going to be ready until 2023. So that is not responsible for high gas prices now. I think one of the things that we also need to remember, again, as I stated before, there's a process called capital discipline, where they don't want to overproduce and have leftover oil that doesn't get purchased, which, of course, a supply and demand will drop the price of oil, and they want to make profits. They're in the business of shareholders, not benevolence. So this is why I think, of course, we should be talking, all of us should be talking about corporate greed in many different industries, not just energy. And again, when you talk about the clean energy and what the Democratic Party is trying to move toward, one of the things that we've seen is now they're trying to produce more nickel here in the United States, or at least mine for more nickel, and create the batteries here instead of in China, which will, of course, lead to less dependence on foreign energy.
We all understand the talking points from both sides when it comes to the oil industry. The question, Chadwick, is what happens this winter when there are people either freezing to death or not being able to feed their kids in the Northeast? The oil companies are still making record profits, and President Biden and Democrats say, hey, we're going to put a 10% tax on fossil fuel profits. How is that not going to be super popular?
Because the Biden administration doesn't care. They're invested in green energy. This is their whole push. And look, it appears everyone's winning. His green energy donors are winning and the oil companies are winning. So he's trying to blame the oil companies for this problem when it has nothing to do with it. And by the way, it doesn't matter if the Keystone Pipeline is going to be finished this year or in 3 years. That's not how the oil market works, from what I understand. It's based on what they can predict is going to be available in the future. You're not paid. It's not based on what's available today.
Guys, there's a point. There's a point for both of you guys when it comes to Keystone. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.